Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to have a conversation with you because I changed my mind. I do that quite a bit. I know, I'm sorry if that frustrates some of you, but we're all allowed to change our mind. Some big things came up this week, and so let's chat about it and get going on today's video. So before I get going, first, there's a couple things that I want to say before we do this. Today's conversation is kind of serious. So before that, while I am a medical professional, please get your medical advice from a doctor, from your doctor specifically, before you are changing medications, before you are starting or stopping medications or changing a diet, things like that. Or if you struggle with your mental health, or just need somebody to talk to, please seek professional help with that. Second, I am going to share some of my personal stories, so please be kind. I reserve the right to delete things that are not nice. I am wanting to be real and authentic with you and share things with you and share my heart with you. So I'm going to share that with you, but I just ask that you be kind. And then number 3, this is a trigger warning. I will be talking a little bit about disordered eating, and so if that is something that impacts you and makes this video unsafe for you to watch, please go ahead and click out now. I totally understand. Do what's best for you. Okay, with that being said, let's get into it. So I've been on the carnivore diet for 7, almost 8 months now. Things are going well until they're not. So I was trying to cut back to try to figure out what is triggering some inflammation in my joints and things like that. So I cut back to beef and butter only, trying to see what I could add back in and narrow down what is triggering my body to react. Instead of figuring that out, it instead triggered a pretty extensive binge eating episode. It lasted probably about 2.5 weeks. So for me, that is really hard to walk through. It's really hard to walk back out of because now I've reintroduced all of my cravings. And so now I'm in the process of basically restarting carnivore again. So what I'm changing in light of that is that I am, instead of removing everything but beef and butter, I'm gonna add everything back in except for the food that I think is triggering me. What I think is causing the issue, and what I thought was causing the issue to begin with, is chicken. So for me, I have a diagnosed chicken allergy from years ago. I thought, well, it's not that bad. But when I'm choosing to eat a lot of chicken, I'm thinking that my body's starting to react. So instead of cutting just about everything else out, I'm gonna cut out chicken first and then go from there. That way I'm not being as restrictive, because I noticed with this latest kind of episode of binge eating that it triggered because I was being too restrictive. So in my past, I've noticed times when I'm trying to get into a certain size or lose a certain amount of weight by a certain time that I will be fine for a little period of time, but then I'll go just absolutely bananas on something. This time it was mashed potatoes and sweets. And I wasn't even really craving the sweets, but my body was like, no, you told me I couldn't have this, so we're gonna make you eat as much of it as you can. And so that's something that I've dealt with and I'm still dealing with. And I am working to find a therapist to get some help with it, to continue dealing with it. Because also in my past, I have dealt with kind of a different form of disordered eating, and that is starving myself to the point of basically anorexia, and controlling my eating because, well, if I just don't eat at all, then that'll fix everything, and lost quite a bit of weight doing that, which is not healthy. And while that was several years ago, I've got to be careful not to slip into those habits as well. So I'm really looking at speaking to a professional, working through some of my thoughts and feelings. This past couple months have been really emotional for our family, and some things going on behind the scenes that I'm not going to talk about. And it's brought up some triggers for me to want to binge eat or not eat at all, want to fast, and those things aren't the healthiest. So I'm taking a step back and just taking a deep breath. And in this season, really being okay with saying, no, that's not the best for my family right now. That's not the best for me right now. And being okay with saying no. And even though I would love to be able to fast one day a week or be a little bit more restrictive or try the lion diet and try challenges or different things like that, I don't think that that is a healthy place for me. Not at this point, maybe not ever, and that I have to be okay with. I have to be willing to take my own nursing advice, and that is that we are bio individuals, that we need to do things that are good for our individual bodies because not everybody is the same. So that is kind of where I'm at right now. Again, I'm going to be eating all meat and dairy again. I'm still going to be sticking to the carnivore diet because it is very fulfilling to me. I don't find that carnivore itself triggers disordered eating thoughts, which is good. I just have to be careful with how strict I'm being on carnivore. I still plan on keeping dairy until I notice that it's being a problem for me, which I haven't noticed that at all. And so that's kind of where I'm at. And I hope you guys understand. Please know that if you struggle with some of these same thoughts, that there is no perfect way to carnivore. There's no perfect way to diet. There's no perfect way to eat or any of that. And that we're all trying to figure it out. And if different things trigger unhealthy thoughts, that maybe that particular challenge or diet or something isn't for you, and that's okay too. I really appreciate you guys being here and continuing to walk through this journey with me. I am going to continue working on being my healthiest. Like I said, I am seeking professional help. That's all I've got for you today. I know it's a short video, but I can't wait to see you next week. We've rearranged the house a little bit and it's a lot different. You see that back here the mattress isn't on the futon because it's going upstairs, so there's lots of little changes going on, so I'll be sharing those in next week's video. But until then, bye for now.